Good thing you're asking me. If not, it's illegal. You know that.
Oh, okay. Well, good thing I asked. All right, give me a second.
That's a big family law thing. I get asked that a lot.
I thought you could still record, you just can't.
Well, you have to tell people. It's actually also illegal. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay.
You should be good to go.
All right, okay. Hi, everyone. So I'm Mercedes Stifter. As you all know, I'm a family law attorney and mediator. This slide is kind of interesting because it's so accurate. I don't know if you guys can see. $5. Any attorney can give you legal advice for $5, but accurate legal advice is going to cost you. So this is not a place to be stingy, right? Because it's going to cost more to fix it later. Okay, and this is my everyday. I'm leaving you, Gilbert. You can keep the bowl, but I'm taking the water and all the colored stones. This is how people are when they walk into my office, and my job is to get them to realize, you're either going to have to sell that fish bowl, or you're going to have to somehow buy them out, buy the other fish out. So they finally get it, and it all works out. This is my family. These were my babies. Jack, Elle, and Caroline's the baby of the family. They were so little, and I miss it, so I had to show this one of my favorite photos. This is everyone now. So Caroline's now 18. Sandy remembers when she was like 3. And then we were just out celebrating her 18th birthday and did pottery, so it was really fun. My mom and Elle and I, the girls out. With my mom. My mom is 86 now. She's having some health challenges. She's been living with us for the last 15 years. My son Jack, home from college for the summer. He goes to UC Santa Cruz. Our dog Potter, who's now 14, so he's getting up there. And then my daughter Elle and I, this was back in New York, celebrating a Mother's Day when she was living there. So she's 25, and Jack's 19. He's going to be 20. So this is my family. And then my 2 little kitties with their mugshots, Mew Mew and Creed. So we're a happy bunch. Okay, so a little bit about me. I graduated law school in 1996. I went to school in my hometown of Lansing, Michigan, which is also the state capital. And while I was in law school, I was going full-time, but I worked 30 hours a week for a major lobbying firm, political lobbying firm, that did Fortune 100 companies. And I was their legislative assistant, researcher. And it was great. It gave me a really unique perspective. And my law school was here, my office was here, and the state capitol was here. It was literally just across the street in this triangle. So it was pretty cool. I mean, I really think I learned a lot, and it helped me a lot even in my practice now. Then I moved to small town Indiana. I was Atticus Finch in Mayberry, 15,000 people in our city of Bedford, Indiana, 15 attorneys. The entire county was only like 47,000 attorneys, and only about 25 in the entire county. So everything was done on a handshake, goodwill, getting everything worked out really well. It was great. And I came here and I was honestly in shock. It's kind of a rat race here in Orange County, but I've acclimated. I was also an adjunct professor at IU Bloomington for 7 years, teaching sports law to undergrads and graduates, and public defender, prosecutor. My practice there was a lot of meth labs. You wouldn't believe, when you live out in this rural area, there are a lot of meth labs hiding. And I've done homicide jury trials, and I had really, really nasty clients for the most part. I come here and I've created a niche practice of just regular people, most of them with no priors. People will be like, well, you represent these clean-cut people. I'm like, yeah, and I can get great deals. So I don't advertise my criminal practice. I just do word of mouth. So I've gotten referrals from a lot of B&I people for this, and it's kind of fun. It's 10% of my practice now. When I first came here, I was doing a lot of bankruptcy, especially in 2008. I did a lot of bankruptcy in Indiana. So now I'm pretty much focusing on family with just criminal for fun. GEMS B&I. I was a 13-year member. I came in 2008 with Kirk. And I built a huge part of my business. I still have referrals coming in from those even the early 2008, 2009 years. And when I decided to come back after a 3-year hiatus, I did not visit another chapter. I came straight here. There was nowhere else for me, and it's like coming home. So, and you guys know how I feel. I've talked to Sandy about this. All right. One of the things I really want to focus on today, if I don't get to any other slide, this is important. I've had a lot of people ask me, how can I refer to you? It's kind of a touchy topic. I don't know. I don't know how to bring it up. And I'm going to try to bring these to my one-to-ones so you guys can have them. So let's just kind of go through them together. They're great tips and icebreakers for me. So I'm looking for newly engaged people Prenuptial agreements. I can help you, and it actually makes the marriage better, believe it or not, and it's not stressful, and we do it very friendly and very happy. Happily married people, I can do postnups. If they didn't get to it during the prenup, I can help you secure your property going forward during the marriage. It's not as easy and it's not as clean cut as with a prenup, but it's still better than nothing. And unhappily married people, they don't have to be ready to get a divorce. We can do pre-planning, and that is always going to make your case better, because you can do a lot of things now before someone pulls the plug on it that will save you so much money and stress and havoc later. If someone has been served with papers, they probably need immediate representation. There are deadlines for filing responses. There are things that you can do and not do depending on these automatic restraining orders that come in place. If they're unsure of their current attorney, if somebody's complaining about their attorney, they don't return my calls, they're taking too long, they don't seem to care about me, I give second opinions. I'm not trying to poach anybody's client, but if it's not a good fit, it's not a good fit. And also I can say, listen, your attorney is doing a good job. This is the process. I think you should stay where you are. If you want to change, I'm happy to help you. So that's a big, I get a lot of people that way. Divorce is over. You're done, you have a judgment, but you know, something's changed and you need to change the custody or the visitation or the child or spousal support. Or enforce the order, a deadbeat person not paying their support. I'm here for that. They're not doing something that they're supposed to do. So I enforce and I modify orders. If you have someone who's had a child out of wedlock, establishing paternity, getting child support and custody and visitation. Also, I do adoptions. I don't do the private adoptions, but I do stepchild adoptions. I've done quite a few of those cases where there's an absent parent and the step-parent's been the real parent. They want to be responsible for the child. I've done a good dozen of those. All right, so what should you listen for? Someone's complaining about their spouse or marriage. Ask if they've taken any steps to remedy the situation. Hey, so have you done anything about it? Are you thinking about doing something? If they're sharing concerning behavior, I do domestic violence restraining orders. I defend and I also help people obtain them. Someone's talking about financial control, financial abuse, any kind of aggression, throwing something against a wall, grabbing their phone out of their hands, harassing them, following them, where are you going? These are really, really big red flags. Have them contact an attorney before someone gets hurt. I spend a lot of time doing exit strategy with people, planning how do you get out safely. There are times I brought in risk assessors that my clients have hired, and we've gone over a comprehensive plan. I had a client who murdered his wife during my representation, and I had seen flags, and I had warned the other attorney saying, listen, I don't know, I just think that you shouldn't be pushing so much, but I didn't know that he was going to do this, not even close. But I was concerned about the amount of pushing they were doing, and I said, let's just resolve it now and let's do baby steps. And then out in the broad daylight at 1 p.m. in the afternoon in front of a bunch of people. So once that happened to me, I rewired my entire practice. So I take very seriously my domestic violence cases. Where am I? Okay, if they mention that they're not paying their support or somebody's interfering with visitation, say, are you ready to do something about it? With the one with concerning behavior, you're going to want to ask, do you feel safe? It's the question they ask you at a hospital, right? Do you feel safe? What can I do for you? What can I help? What can I do? You should talk to someone. If someone announces, I'm engaged, okay, ask them about their wedding plans, kind of go into that, and then a little bit later go, oh, by the way, have you met with an attorney to see how best to protect your separate assets now or later when you acquire them? So these are all good, easy ways to talk to people about what I do without saying, oh, you should get a divorce, or did you talk to an attorney because your spouse is doing this? So I'd love for you to keep this in mind. This is helpful for me to get referrals. Okay, let me just talk about a few little fun facts about divorce. Okay, so what is the test for initial, temporary, or a permanent custody order? So the first time you go to court, you're getting your divorce, you get your first order. It's just best interest of the child. It's actually a pretty easy standard because the child has been living with two parents. The court just cares about maintaining status quo so the child doesn't keep getting disrupted. So they want to see which parent is going to be better for the interests of the child. And their preference is always both parents 50-50. But if there's a dispute about 50-50, they're going to look for this. So you want to get the initial custody and visitation orders right the first time, because the second time, which is the second question I have up there, The test is substantial change in circumstances plus best interest. Something has to be different from the time when you got the first order. So you can't just walk in and say, oh, well, I've just changed my mind. And the courts do not like to change custody again and again. So try to get it right the first time. If not, yes, I can help you get it right the second time, but you're going to need something good, okay? California is a no-fault divorce state. 2 grounds are what we see: irreconcilable differences or insanity. Most common, even though I think the second one should be the most common. The first one is really, if your marriage is irretrievably broken and even therapy can't help you, counseling can't help, then it's this ground. What can you do to improve your chances of getting custody? There's a lot of stuff here. I'm going to skip that one. I'll share that a different day. One thing is, don't post stupid stuff on social media, okay? Don't talk badly about your spouse. Don't show yourself drinking a lot. You know, don't do crazy things like that. Also, you should keep a list, a journal of all the visitation, all the custody, everything. One that I really do want to share before my time is up, which is now. Can you enforce a child support order without hiring a private attorney? Yes. I always tell people, don't go to me first. Go to DCSS, Department of Child Support Services, because they will do it for free. They can have people's passport rescinded and picked up. They can get to your bank accounts. They can intercept your tax refunds. We can't do any of that, and I'm billing you $4.95 an hour, and I'm not going to get you the service that the Department of Child Support Services can get you. And they'll take anyone. There's no income. Like if you make too much money, no, they'll just represent you. If you make too much money, you have to pay $35 a year for your fee for them to help you. They will calculate everything for you. They will go to court and try to fight for the support, not for you, but for the child, because they don't want people on welfare. So they do this for free. So anyway, that's probably the thing I'm going to leave you with. And I will talk about all these other things another time. But to avoid, well, I see she got the house. To avoid this, better call Mercedes. Divorce is sad and challenging time. If the marriage isn't good, the regrets are few, provided you have a good lawyer. Again, better call Mercedes. And here's Nicole Kidman. Live every day like your 2001 Nicole Kidman, leaving her lawyer's office after divorcing Tom Cruise. There I am. Thank you. Sorry I went over. I cannot judge this. It's too much information.
Okay,